No, then the bus has gone, right?
Correct. Then you have to come back to take me.
That becomes a problem. Now, where do I drop the other two?
No,
Yeah,
bus will not move. Lata, bus will not move.
Yeah. Without all the three, the bus will not move. So I have to wait.
Okay.
We have somehow tied each other's feet, so we have to.
No, minimum for anything to stand, you need minimum 3 legs.
Yes, so it's like you have the tripod. Okay, so now the step by step how to do it or achieve the heaven level while you're still alive. Can that be done? Yes. How to do it? Here is a process. First process, you have to identify the ultimate guru you want to follow. That's the first step. So let's say if I were to ask Bhatt, he will say Shankaracharya. Now you should know everything about Shankaracharya. Okay, so how would I come to know about Shankaracharya is from his writing. So there are two kinds of writing. One, he is written on certain things on devotion and certain things on jnana. But the devotion path, he has not explained what to do. Whereas in the Jnana Marga, he has explained what to do. He has not explained how to do. That how you have to find out. But you have to go by what. So the first step is that we need to identify the Guru. Not the present human form Guru, but the ultimate Guru with whom or with whose philosophy you know for sure you will, if you miss the bus of realization and liberation, yet you can achieve the Brahma realm of existence in this life. That you should identify. This is the first step. It can be whoever it is. So let's say I don't agree with Shankaracharya teaching and I believe in Madhvacharya. Okay, no problem. No, I believe in Ramanuja. Okay, I believe in somebody else. Okay, whatever that person you are going to choose, you need to have no doubt in that marga or the path, and it should be demonstratable to you. That means when you start following that path, you are able to get the exact experience what has been indicated there. If that is not happening, then either there is a problem with the practice or problem with the understanding. So we have to test it in three ways. Number one is the Shravana, whether I have properly heard about it. Then Manana is thinking about it and trying to say, come up with your own strategy on how you want to implement. Nididhyasana is the experimentation of what you have heard, Shravana, and what you have thought about as a strategy, that is Manana. When you experiment, you will have to get what is written there in the book. So let's say, example, I go by Bhagavad Gita. Then I should be able to get all of that what is indicated in Bhagavad Gita. Either the Shravana is improper or Manana is improper, and that is the reason Nididhyasana is not working. Nididhyasana is the lab. So we first learn, or we first hear from the professor or teacher or whoever it is. In this case, presently I have taken that role. Then you are putting your mind to think, okay, now this is what he says. Now this is what my strategy is. Just like you go to and write an exam, something similar to that. So you are convinced that this human teacher through whom you are learning this is capable of guiding you, number one, has himself reached that place, number two, he knows how to demonstrate it, number three, number four, he is able to clarify four things about the teacher. Now about the student, number one, I have interest. Number two, I don't mind stopping anything and doing that. Number three, I will strive and put all my effort in that. Number four, it is not for entertainment. So, four things for a teacher and four things for a student. And now, having relied on one single teacher, that is Shankara, that means we are ready to erase out all the remaining philosophies. Meaning, I am ready to erase out the Veda, I am ready to erase out Upanishad, I am ready to erase out Madhvacharya, I am ready to erase out Ramanuja, I am ready to erase out Buddha and Jain or this or that or whatever that is, because that doesn't add anything to me. Now I take one of the philosophy of what he has written, let's say Atma Bodha, and I follow that. So I'll find a teacher with these four qualities and I will put my effort. The effort is manana, the teacher putting his or her effort and coming to the student and explaining is the Shravana by the student. Then the student along with the teacher gets into experimentation while the teacher sees and explains how it should be done and the student tries it out. If the student is not able to do it, then the teacher has to give various other illustrations, make it much simpler and give it to that person. That's the first thing that needs to be done. Number two is that we have to get into sattva in terms of jnana, which is the 20th verse of the 18th chapter. That is, I should be, that student by now should be able to see himself in everyone. No, he's still not seen. So the question is on the teacher. What did he teach then? That why the student is not able to see it. Now the teacher asks the student, okay, tell me why you are not able to see it. And then the student says that, look, I am having other things to do. That is more important. This I will see later. So the teacher has to expel the student. There is no point. This is one way. Another way is leave the student aside, meaning sideline that person. Let him do whatever he wants or she wants. Anyway, he's not serious about seeing himself and others as same, because he's not got that experience. So the manana has not happened. Nididhyasana is impossible. That means there's no point in asking him for Viva test. There's no point. So you can give him a grace mark and allow him to pass and he will do whatever it is. And the third important thing is to start with contentment and create the Maitri Bhavana within oneself, because you have to let go of ahimsa, himsa, and develop ahimsa in its place. So without contentment, there is always himsa. So the first and foremost nididhyasana step is to get into ahimsa. There are two approaches we can take. One is the Yoga Sutra approach, another one is the Vedanta approach of Shankara. So we need to instill the mind with the 9 qualities or 9 things what Shankaracharya says, or Shad Sampatti plus Sadhana Chatustaya. This is a must. Meaning, before coming to the lab, the person should have worn the proper dress, that is attire, should have knowledge on what is he going to experiment on, should call the teacher to show what he has learned, that is what he has understood, and what he has practiced as manana, and now he is demonstrating as the nididhyasana. Now it's up to the teacher to decide whether the student is perfectly aligned with the philosophy or not. And if he finds that it is not in line with philosophy, he can again say that he will not be able to get it. So, minimum requirement is identify the proper philosophy, have that interest in other things, be ready with what you want to do or what you want to demonstrate it yourself, and create the Maitri Bhavana with all the beings. The idea of that is to remain in Sattva. If the mind is in Sattva all the time, like an example, if I were to give practical example, now I should in my mind always have a very so I should have filled with gratitude with all the 3 of you. The reason being that without you, I might not grow. So we are interlinked. That means my growth is dependent on you and your growth is dependent on me. So we are interlinked. So when we are interlinked, there's no point in hating anyone. Meaning to say that I don't have to hate my people, saying that, okay, this person doesn't get it, that person doesn't get it. I only have to see why you are not able to get it, or it might be my problem, or I might be blocking your way, or you yourself is blocking the way and you don't know how to address it. So as a role of a teacher, I am trying to help you in getting rid of that obstacle or the hindrance what has come. Similarly, that means I should look at, if I were to take Bhatt as an example, then from the time we have met, we have the most cordial relationships, and he has called me to his home, he has called me to his hometown, and we have spent good amount of time. So the amount of food what he has given to me and the comfort what he has given to me while I was going to his hometown or at his home or etc. And also he introduced me to the Veda class where I used to go and talk about and all that. So if I look at all of that, I cannot undermine him and saying that I don't think so he makes any sense, because I'm causing himsa on the consciousness. So what I should be doing is that I should be always having kindness and gratitude towards Bhatt, and same thing with Lata, and same thing with Padma Shri, to the extent I have known all the 3 of you. The reason is that you all have provided me with food. So it is unjustifiable to blame anyone, because that causes himsa. So if I am able to do this with everyone, including the wife, like my mother-in-law, like my son, and everyone around, like relatives, friends and families and all that, and if I start thanking them and showing gratitude for whatever they have done, that means they have given shelter, they have given food, and due to that I have been able to buy clothing. Let's say the first job what I got, okay, there was a tenant who stayed at our place when I was studying in college, and he liked my approach and he said that why don't you apply at my company. And he was staying in Bombay, he went to Bombay rather, he was staying at our place and he went to Bombay. And out of love and affection, he said that, why don't you come over to Bombay and I will help you. So I stayed at his home and for around 10-15 days, and then he arranged for interviews in his company, and I got selected and I got the job also. So he has given shelter, he has given food, he has enabled me to get the clothing. And I can't forget him and his family and say that, okay, what is so great about it? Now he has provided all these three, so that's the reason it is great. Similarly, if I come to ABB also, the same thing can be held good. So the PMI introduced, and Bhatt and others interviewed, and then Lata selected, and that means the food chain, if I were to see, is coming due to so many people's effort, not because of my effort. So because of the job what I've got, I'm able to buy things for myself and my family, and like that. So if I start doing this with everyone, then I will get compassion. And with that tremendous compassion for everyone, you in the sense, the mind, then gets rid of the raga which has been there. That is individual raga. That means this is my family, this is my home, and this is my job, and this is my car, and all of that, that goes away. In its place comes vairagya of this current state, meaning you will be so contented that you don't want anything extra, anything else, and you are able to see everyone suffering in one way or the other. Some people might be on a medical, some people on a relationship, some people on food, some people on job, some people on whatever. There's so many different ways of a person suffering, and in each one of them there is fear. So the more the fear, the grosser is the existence. The lesser is the fear, the higher is the existence. So first thing I need to let go is the fear, and the fear of death is the biggest fear. So what I need to do is, by doing this approach, the mind gets cleared and it gets a confidence that somebody is watching. That somebody can be called as God, can be called as a divine being, or can be called as Bhagavanta, can be called as let's say Brahman, or whatever it is. We can call by whatever name it is, but ultimately there is something which is watching over. So in that watching over, the mind is able to let go of its raga, and hence there is no dvesha, and the relationships automatically walk away because there is no raga and dvesha, which means there is no moha. Then the mind becomes light, and when the mind becomes light, depending upon the amount of punya it has accumulated by this Maitri and Karuna and Mudita and Upeksha, 4 Brahma phases, the mind gets very pure. It gets easily into Shraddha and Jnana. So it is only interested in Jnana and nothing else. And then the experiences starts to happen. That means this student is now ready for the Viva test, or is ready for the lab. Now when he sits in meditation, he doesn't want anything else, and he is able to get into different realms of existence based upon his punyaphala. So when he establishes his mind there, those people will welcome him. That you will be able to see. So let's say I'm not able to get through this, then you can use the Krishna or whatever it is. But that is through devotion, but it depends on the level of devotion one person has or the bhakti one person has. And the mandatory for that is the 40 things that has to be established as per 12th chapter. So if we go by the Jnana Marga, there are only 20 of them. And if you go by the bhakti, you should have 40. One of the 40 is broken, you will not be able to get that experience at all. So both of them take you to the same destination, but one has to really know what he wants to select. So let us say I don't want Shankara and I want Krishna. Fine, then you go by bhakti, because there is no way you can see Krishna in the written form. So Bhagavad Gita is just a high level documentation. You then have to go by your own intuition to find Krishna. But is it possible? It's very much possible. The only light he has given is in the 2nd chapter starting, and then he clarifies that in the 12th chapter, saying that who is a bhakta, and he talks about who is the dharma, what is the dharma. So if you say that I am a Sanatani and I am a Sanatana dharma person, then the first thing he needs to establish is the 40 qualities what is indicated in the 12th chapter. Otherwise it's of no use. That is, the Shravana should be on the 40 of them. Manana is the strategy on how to implement the 40 in that person's life, and Nididhyasana is demonstration. So let us say I will say Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. Now my experience should be that I have seen the Bhuta. If I don't even know what is the Bhuta, then there is no point. And he starts in the next line, he says that Maitri Karuna Evacha. So there is Maitri Karuna Mudita Upeksha. So what I am talking as a Jnana is there in Bhakti also. So whichever way a person want to take, it's the same thing. So then you will reach one by one different realms of existence, which gives you the confidence that if the body were to be breaking right now by reasons like diseases, or reason due to old age, reason due to unexpected consequences, or whatever it is, then you are not perturbed about dying, and you can establish the mind there. Let's say I'm going to hospital. Even before I reach the hospital, my mind has got established in the place where my next birth is guaranteed. So I am very happy, because this pain is going to go away. What is this pain? There will be tremendous body pain, and anyway my family has to spend money, and that anyway I have earned enough for them to spend on my body. And I even tell the doctor that don't take too much of strain. I would love to end my journey here, so you don't have to put a lot of things on my body. You allow me to die. Or even I don't have to say that. I can withdraw everything, and then another half an hour, 1 hour or 2 hours or a day, I can let go of the body and exactly land where I wanted to land. This tunneling effect I need to do. Then I have reached heaven. All the time. That means all the waking hours I am there, all the sleeping hour I am there, and at any point in time I can get into that state wherever my mind is established as my next life. So by going and coming and going and coming, I have made friends with those people who would be my next partners in that life. So I'm able to, the astral body, which is nothing but the manasika sharira or the mano, or the, what I can say, sukshma sharira, is able to travel to that place at will and establish there. Let's say I want to achieve the Krishna state of consciousness because I believe in Krishna. That is my Guru. And now I am able to see Krishna and I am able to establish my consciousness there because my consciousness has become Krishna consciousness, like ISKCON what say. It's Krishna consciousness. So the consciousness is equal to Krishna. So I am enjoying my life with Krishna while this body is decomposing much faster, because once I do the astral travel, then the body cannot survive for long. It will get destroyed quickly. So I'll be able to get a lot of diseases at once, because all the karma will be shown as the diseases. So all the past karmas will accumulate and come up as a diseases, and the body is wriggling in pain, and others are watching. But I am very happy that all of these fun things are coming to an end, and I'm going and joining my beloved Krishna. Simple. Something similar with any other gods and goddesses or different realms, and depending upon the punya. So now I need to see what it takes for me to do that. What it takes for me to do it is, I need to first look at what is consciousness. Consciousness is something which is unbiased, and I am a person who is biased. So what I need to do is, I need to come out of the biased tendency in my mind, and then only I can go there. Otherwise I am putting a lot of these what I can say, imprisonment of everything. So I need to start removing those chains, what I have put it to my leg and hands and other things. So what is the first one I am having? I am having, the first one is the doubt. That has to be removed. Then I have removed the doubt. Then what's the second one? Second one is this relationships what I have with people here. Oh my goodness. But I need to see that no matter how good is the relationship, how bad is the relationship, everything comes to an end. So there's no point in spending time and money, time and energy on this relationship, be with job, be with family members, be with friends, be with relatives or whatever it is, because they're going to go anyway. Either I am going to go first or they are going to go. That means nothing that can be done. So I need to find the escape path from death. Nothing that anybody can do. There's a thing what I need to really work out. Then when I cut relationships in the mind, not physically, in the mind, that removes the heaviness of existence. Let's say I am obsessed with my wife, then next life I am going to be another husband, and there will be another wife, because I am obsessed with wife, not this wife or that wife, but wife. I am obsessed with my son, and then I am going to get another son, and that's what Shankara puts very beautifully in Bhaja Govindam. Kate Kanta Kaste Putra Samsaro Yama Ativa Vichitraha. So this is the Vichitra. There is nobody called as son and there is nobody called as wife, and you are still thinking that there is son and wife. What a Vichitra. It's a very good eye-opener. That means I am putting chains. So I need to drop the chain. If I want to go to heaven, if I have decided that I need to visit the heaven before my death, I need to do this. Otherwise, no amount of praying, no amount of devotional songs, and no amount of reading Veda, or no amount of reading something, no amount of going to temple, or no amount of going to church or mosque or this or that is going to get him to heaven. Because there is no effort of going to heaven. Except for he believes in some samskaras. So let's say I am from Shankara philosophy, and I believe that Shankara is good, and I don't mind fighting with others, or I'm from Madhvacharya and I don't mind fighting with people that Madhva philosophy is the best philosophy and all of that, I have created hell for myself, because the mental state is hatredness. So when I am hating something, I have gone into tamas, and a tamasic person cannot reach heaven. He's best suited for hell. So even though I am talking about Madhvacharya, but I am prepared my mind to get established in hell. So I don't want to be in Naraka, and I blame Madhva teaching for that. Whenever somebody asks me when I'm dead, and if the Yama were to ask me that you should have known what to do, and then I say Madhva philosophy made me to go to hell. But actually it is false. Madhva philosophy did not make me to go to hell. It is my own philosophy made me to go to hell, because I was so obsessed with that philosophy. Now, two things can happen. With that obsession, I have gained some punya. I will be reborn as a Madhva person and another Madhva family. So there are some people who would love to be born 100 times as a Madhva. They say, they're just like, there will be people who will say that I want to be born as a Brahmin 100 times. Okay, please go ahead and be born 100 times as a Brahmin. But please remember, you cannot take out the pain of birth and death. You are going to encounter birth, diseases and death. All the three are going to be there. So it's basically what the mind thinks. So to reach heaven, we need to let go of this philosophy. You need to use it as a tool, not taking it as myself or me, or this is mine and this is one of the best ever philosophy and all of that. That is going to cause injury to your consciousness. Meaning, consciousness never gets injured, but the mind does injury to consciousness, and hence it suffers. So let's say there are people who come on this pravachana who give, and I hear a lot of these Madhva people, they come and they crucify Shankara left, right and center, and not realizing that they are going to hell unnecessarily, because they don't know what is Shankara. They have not even understood. It can be Bannanjaya or it can be whoever it is, it doesn't matter. They might be very great in their own effort, but the moment you start blaming somebody, that person has created a nice tunnel for hell. The worst is hell. The best case scenario, because all of the pravachana what he would have given is very good, and he will be again born as a Madhva person. That's all. It's no difference. So, or he might be born as a Smartha person, or he might be born as let us say I am from Basavarna background and I will be again born as a Lingayat. That doesn't make any difference. It's not heaven. It is hell, because from the time of birth to time of death you have to go through the same process. So if somebody is very desirous of going to heaven, then he should understand the philosophy. That is, he has to hear to the philosophy correctly. He should do the manana and experiment it, and before he dies, he should have gone to the place where he will be reborn. Not once, at will, all the time. If that is not there, then it is impossible to reach heaven. No matter what anybody says, or no matter whether the songs what we play, or we might even sing 100 times Om or this or that. Yes, it helps the body right now. Let's say if you utter Om 108 times, your body will be good. That means you are fighting against the diseases, which is a good thing to do. But that doesn't make you to reach heaven. It will stay wherever it is. You have done some good punya, so that will give you some existence somewhere. And that's all. That's about going to heaven. Yeah, Lata. Any questions?
Yeah, so I think we have all reached heaven.
Yes. Very clear.
There's no question.
Yes. Because if you reach heaven, you will come to know how did you reach.
Yeah, correct.
So that is about heaven. So what do we do?
Stay there.
Stay wherever you are.
Stay wherever you are. Stay in the heaven. So because now we have reached heaven, so stay there.
You-
So anyway, it is whatever you have told today is also the summary of what all you have been teaching all these years.
yeah, it can't be anything different, because even in the 20th verse, he talks about the same thing. So I don't know what else to speak.
Yeah, correct.
See the first.
So we are
Yeah, go ahead.
still in the Shravana state.
Yes, you are only
we
hearing. You are only hearing.
Yeah, we have not gone into the Manana state. And the Nididhyasana is, you said, demonstration.
Yes, you need to demonstrate.
So I thought Nididhyasana means it's actual practice all the time.
No, you have practiced it. See, Manana is that you have come out with your strategy how to do it. It's like if you go to Nidhi Dhyasana. Nidhi means treasure. Dhyasana is to find it. So you have found the treasure. So you're going to demonstrate that, right?
Okay, you demonstrate the treasure.
Yes. If somebody says, look, did you reach? And a person is going to say yes. And then he asks a question, how does it look? Look, this is how it looks. Perfect. Or you're failed. There are only two answers, right?
Ah, okay.
Shravana, you can keep on listening, like, there is, what is that, Shatavdani Ganesh and this person, that person. I am also giving one discourse. Some other Sarvapriyananda is there. Another Ananda is there. Krishnananda is there. Mukundananda is there. So like that way I can keep on doing Shravana. Absolutely fair. It's like going to different colleges with different teachers. It doesn't lead anywhere. It's a waste of time.
So, okay, so Shravana means you have anyway, listening is, you can listen in different levels. So, because based on our mind's maturity, you will understand some things. Whatever I understand 2 years back is not what I understand now.
Correct.
Even though you are repeating the same thing again and again.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. But the advantage with three of you is that you have not changed the teacher.
Yeah, correct. That is true.
But if you keep on changing teacher, then what happens?
Yeah, but then even if you change the teacher, also if you are listening to similar kind of things, you will not find any conflict.
Now what happens is complacency takes over because there is no conflict, right?
There's no
Conflict.
conflict. Yeah.
There is no conflict, so it makes your mind very complacent. That what you have understood is perfect.
Yeah, correct. That's what I mean now.
Yes, but then what next? What is your strategy now?
Yeah, that is actually the manana.
That is missing, right?
Yeah, that is there in patchy
Yes.
here and there,
Yeah.
but not continuously.
Because what has happened is that is my secondary objective.
That's not my first priority.
That's not at all my first. That means going to heaven is not my first priority at all. See, house is burning. Okay, it is burning, but I call it as light. Now, what to say to that stupidity?
Yeah, that is there. So, in spite of knowing it is stupidity, we still continue.
Yes, because we are attached. We are attached to job, family, house. I'm not saying that you should not go to job. You should have your family. All that is true. But when a person is dying, he dies alone. And he is seeing that happening. And Corona is such a blessing that he is seeing that people are dying on their own. Meaning nobody else is dying except for that person. And no matter how much money he had or she had or whatever they were doing, they don't even know where they are going to get reborn. So shouldn't we invest our time, full time, knowing this into the current and looking at the current problem what we have in the whole world? Isn't it right for us to reach heaven and say that, look, I have safely reached?
Yeah, so actually, maybe I have also done a little bit of manana. Otherwise, I will not get experiences.
Yes, you have done manana. I am not rejecting that you have never done manana. You will start to gain experiences only when you do manana, not Shravana.
Yeah. So, but then that is not continuous, like what you have. So then I came to a conclusion that we have to establish those sadhana chadushtaya.
Yes.
So vairagya and all that, or that one. So then you have to see. So that is like either you take ahimsa, or I have taken that kind of contentment, this santosha.
Correct.
So seeing what all I have now and then being contented with that. So these two things, which is what I'm trying to do. But then ahimsa is a bit tough because sometimes it's very difficult to say that you are not doing. Sometimes you forget that. So because you are forgetting, then that has to be established. Then only I guess I can reach the nididhyasana state.
Correct. So you should assume that tonight you are going to die.
Yeah.
And do it.
Yes.
Because death is there every night. All of us are sleeping. All of us lose our... And another important thing why I had brought this Pitru and all that 2 days back is that is tamasic. That whole process itself is tamasic. So you have to be very careful. If that is not there in the scripture, you should not do it at all. This is especially for Padma Shri, myself and Bhatt, who are from families who do it. It's very dangerous. Reason being that's not there in the scripture. You will not find in the Veda. You will not find in the Upanishad. You will not find in Bhagavad Gita also. And you will not find in Shankara's teaching. Okay? If you are a believer of Shankara. And you will not find in the Madhvacharya teaching also. If you are also a Madhva follower, you will never find that section in Madhva's philosophy. He only talks about Jivi and its Sambandha with what is that? That Taratamya, you have to do it. Other than that, he doesn't speak anything. He only talks about the Pratibimba and Bimba. He talks about philosophy. He doesn't talk about anything on the Pitru Paksha and all of that. So now the choice is ours. You want to go to hell, you want to stay in the same place, or you want to go to heaven. If you want to go to heaven, stop all of that. No, it is our tradition, how we can do it. Okay, great, do it. And come back either to the same place or go to hell. Because you cannot change somebody's karma. And if we are trying to change somebody's karma, that means you are taking that person's karma. And if you think you can take that person's karma, that person, what he has done, you don't know. So you are yourself getting into much of the problem. So I don't want to again talk on that, but this is exactly we need to know between Viveka, what is real and what is unreal. Unreal are all these stupid practices what we have. Andha Vishwasa. It is all unreal because it doesn't lead anywhere. All the things which are real, that is what is real. Consciousness is the only real. Nothing else is real. That is Brahman Satya Jagat Mithya. If you are making Jagat Satya, then also it is real in terms of Taratamya. but not in terms of I read this book, I read this one for 10 times, I recite this mantra 20 times, and I'm writing Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram in 100 books. That you write, that's all. You will never reach heaven, because reaching heaven is not after death. Reaching heaven is before you die. Mukti is not after death. Mukti is right here, right now. You should get mukti now. You should see heaven right now. Just like you watch TV, you should be able to interact with Indra, you should be able to interact with Narada, you should be able to interact with so many other devatas, and they should be able to come and talk to you. This we should be doing. And lot of kathas in our Pauranika also talks about one deity coming and talking to that person and that person talking. All these are true. It is through astral, it is possible. So your body should turn astral, which automatically turns into astral in the night, because you don't have a body at all in the night. You are an astral body or an astral being. So you can travel wherever you want and you can meet whatever God you want. And it is the mind which actually gets booked on the next destination. It is not you who will get established in the next destination with your body. You are going to drop your body right here, and that will go into this crematorium. Nothing else will be there. So whether the person died out of corona, or person died out of heart attack, the person died out of accident, the person died out of sitting at home, or the person died out of whatever unknown reasons, when we say died, it means the mental body, that is the Sukshma Sharira along with the Karana Sharira, have moved into another domain of existence. That is Pitruloka. So all of us enter Pitruloka from 12 a.m. to around 3 a.m. 3 hours, you are literally in Pitruloka. Every day. You will be transported automatically to Pitruloka. But you won't know that you are in Pitruloka, because that is how ignorance works. So the getting into the fourth state, Turiya, is that you will know where you are reaching every night. So the body takes rest while you go out and talk to the gods, goddesses, whomever you want, and come back. By 5 a.m. you are back in your body every day.
But even if you are doing now, you may be going to the different realms even now with your astral body during the sleep. But you will not remember.
You will not remember. So what you have to do is you have to remember, right? So you can now sit for 5 minutes and the body stays here and your mind moves out. You can go right now also and talk to whomever you want. Let us say Indra is my friend. I can go and talk to Indra and be in Indraprastha. Simple.
Yeah, to say simple.
No, that is what we need to do.
Yeah, I understood.
But we are fooling ourselves. At least you have to go to Indraprastha and stay, because that will give you 16 million years before you come back to earth. So by that time, 100 times 100 of corona would have gone, 100 of people would have died, or sorry, millions of people would have died, the earth would have changed, so many things would have changed. But you are enjoying your life in Indraprastha. At least that much we have to do.
So you are taking yourself to, like Shankaracharya, Parakaya Pravesha. It is not that, but you are moving and interacting with others, right?
Yes, that is the whole idea of this existence.
And that is very much possible. That's what you are telling.
For everybody it is possible.
Moksha may be tough one to achieve in one janma depending on the sadhana and all that. But this is easier than that, correct?
Yes, and you will be hearing divine sounds. You will be, anyway, by going to the Indraprastha and other gods, you will be seeing the gods and their mansions and their splendor and all of that. When compared
But
to...
is it one minute.
Yeah.
Is it really true that all those such things are there?
Yes.
So first you should know the address before going there.
No, that...
How do I know that there is somebody called Indra and he is like this, and then this is where he is
Now-
available, and what is his mano distance from here? Like that, you should have some data, right? How to correct that data?
Aha, now you're talking sense, but now all of your reading has gone out. I'm very happy about you. See, now you're talking sense. Because you see here, now that's the reason I'm saying that you need to identify the teacher, final teacher, with whom you're going to rely. And that teacher will take you there.
That is a perfect answer.
Yeah. Your question is not 100% valid, 200% valid. What is the guarantee that Indraprastha exists and Indra exists, Narada exists? But why are we reading in the Srimad Bhagavata and all of that then? It makes no sense, absolute nonsense of what we are reading. And there are Bhagavata Saptaha and this and that and so many discourses, and those priests who come on the TV, they keep on swearing by that book. Not even seen once how it looks. So what do we do? So if I read out that shloka on the... Yeah, but go ahead.
See, the thing is, I was doing some deep thinking about Saguna and Nirguna. People say that in my heart, Narayana is there, as per Narayana Suktam, what you have explained. And Narayana is there, and the same thing Shiva Bhakta may call that, it's a Shiva is there inside. When it is Nirguna, why we are giving the name of Narayana and Shiva?
That you have to ask the person who wrote it.
It is just some energy.
Yes, it is only energy.
And we are fighting by giving the names. If there are no names, we will not fight.
Yes, actually, if you really see your heart, in the center of your heart, this is the practice what you need to do. You will really see a red, crimson red, yellowish flame. Okay, and it is like a upside down of a lotus with 8 petals. You can see it. And this in this what is that, in the Tirupati, they have I really have a laugh at this. They have a seva called as Ashtadala Padma. Okay, and Ashtadala Padma is there with you only. You don't have to go with all the way to Tirupati to see the 8
yeah, this is what exactly I am telling. When it is there already inside, and so far it was Saguna because we are giving a name. And Saguna you can get what you call Nirvana or Moksha. It is Saguna. And it will be Advaita, that is different, Dvaita, that is different, I am different. The moment you go to Nirguna and you go to Nirakara, and when you go to without any, only think that energy, then all religions, everything is going to only one common place called there is some energy, and that energy is already there within me. If you understand why we want, there's something called, you explained so far, Swarga. Swarga is it different or it's the same thing you are talking about?
No. It is a different one. Meaning it is there. See, what I am trying to say.
Now, where is that? See, between me and my own heart inside there is so-called Narayana. I'm talking about Nirguna Narayana. When Nirguna Narayana is there inside, where is this Swarga? Which place?
It's a parallel universe. So first of all, you need to understand, to see the subtle body. Have you seen your subtle body?
my subtle body I have not seen.
First you see that. It'll give you a hair rising experience when you see your own body. The body what leaves the body. If you see that, you will have a hair rising experience.
Is it?
Yeah, first you have to see that. What you are talking in the Narayana Sukta about that Jwala Mala
Kulambadi.
that one is inside the subtle body. You got the point? So first and foremost, that subtle body is the one which gets settles in Swarga or wherever it is. So
Yes.
first you should know who you are. So then you will come to know you are a subtle body, not a gross body. So the gross body is coming out of food. So you start not getting associated with the physical body. See, now I'll tell you another thing. When you took the injection, right? Who took the injection?
Okay, in this case, it's me. My
Me.
physical mind. What do you call that mind?
Who is that me in that?
So far, it is the mind only.
No.
That is what when we consider. But actual me is nirguna.
No, wait. It's not at all. See, it's like, okay, I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. Okay, there is a body inside, correct? Now the question is, did the t-shirt took the injection or the body took the injection?
The injection is entered into my body.
No, that is entered, fine. But who took the injection, the t-shirt or the body?
It is not t-shirt, it's body.
Similarly, the pain which came to you when you took the injection, that pain was received by the subtle body, not by the gross body. You got the point? Exactly similar to the outside body, you have an internal body which has nerves, it has got everything, and that is what the nadi is all about. You have 72,000 nadis in this subtle body. In physical body, you don't see that at all. So first you have to see the subtle body, that is Sukshma Sharira. If you experience Sukshma Sharira, then you can come out of your navel region and start walking wherever you want. That is how it has entered. Now you can do astral travel. The moment you start doing astral travel, you will start to experience many things. That is the step. So first we have to get into that stage of...
Yeah, shall we continue? This topic is interesting.
Yes.
Continue tomorrow,
Yes.
because this Narayana and Swarga, that clarification I wanted.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Okay, so we will end
Okay,
today.
thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have another meeting, 9:30.
Okay, all right. See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you. Okay, bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.